I got it on my own. Yeah? Come on.
Good morning. Welcome to the National School of as the week progresses, we will have great competition and sportsmanship from all our seniors. We are making it recording. As a block of all the athletes, let's make this an incredible championship. Thank you. We will now have the athletes bowl from Nadaya Ali, St. George Primary School, and William Howard Niles, Charles Temple Memorial Primary School.
Everybody, my early 20s. No, on the boat, boy. It's a
As you know, this is Marcia Strongly Zone. Marcia was an Olympian and a member of the national football team. We will have a march from Cynthia Harris and Manny Strongly. Grandchildren will be Marcia. To welcome each one of you to the National Zone. I would like to thank the Presidential Committee of the City Council for our commitment our continental work. And I am confident that you will showcase your talent on this important day. For our champions that are out there and our amazing people the 2025 National Meet, we appreciate our hard work and dedication.
Good morning to our viewers, and let me welcome you to the 2025 edition of NAPSACbb, the National Primary Schools Athletic Championships, here at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex in beautiful Bridgetown, Barbados. I am Michael Jules, and joining me to give you coverage of today's Marcia Trotman Zone, sponsored by Pedialyte, is Neil Gill. Neil, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael. How are you doing this morning? And yes, it is a beautiful day here at the Usain Bolt complex. We had a couple of showers earlier, but now the day has broken through with the sun, and we are very thankful to be here at NAPSACbb 2025, Mike.
Oh, yes. Of course, this year, deviating a bit from last year where we had two zones competing per day. Each zone will now have their own day.
Yes.
So today is the turn of the Marcia Trotman Zone. 11 schools will be competing today, and this zone, as I said, is sponsored by Pedialyte. The schools competing: the Elliott Belgrave Primary, St. Mary's Primary, St. George Primary, the Lions from St. George,
Yes, yeah.
St. Patrick's Roman Catholic, Charles F. Broome, Sela Primary, Trinity Academy, St. James Primary, St. Margaret's Primary, Bay Primary, and Beyond the Box Education. So those 11 schools will be vying for top honors in the Pedialyte Marcia Trotman zone. Neil, it's early days yet, but we can talk about the defending boys and girls champions.
Oh, yes.
The points. Actually, the points don't really matter at this time, but for sure you can share with our viewers who are the defending boys and girls champions.
Oh, yes, in the boys category, there was the Charles F. Broom Memorial. Primary, they were the top school in this zone. St. George Primary was second, and third, in rounding off the top three was Bay Primary. And in the girls division, St. George Primary, the Lions, they switched around their positions and they were top. Charles F. Broom second, and Bay Primary rounded out the top three. And Michael, it's always good to have this good competition where we have the perennial champions, if you want to call them, the Charles F. Brooms and the St. George Lions. They usually come with their teams well prepared. They mean business.
Oh, yes.
And this is really good for the track and field in Barbados, especially in the developmental stages, and it's always good to have these schools ready for the events.
Oh, yes. And if we could let our viewers know what's going to be happening first on the track, we saw a number of under 7 and under 9s going to other event areas, but the 600 meters for girls will be the first track event. There are 2 time finals, and so we can let people know. If you could explain how these time finals go to the person who might be viewing for the first time.
Well, with these time finals, you're basically running against the clock. So someone may win their event, win the first race, but have a slower time than the second event. And sometimes people say, "Oh, but they won that." Yes, but you may run a slower time than the one in the previous event, or vice versa. We see these young ladies coming on the track. This is an open event, Michael, and so where you can see any child or athletes from the under 11 through to under 13 participating. And so there's no real division for these 2 early morning events. First for the girls is the 600 meters, and Michael, you have the participants for this first event.
And we can tell you who are the athletes on the line. Hopefully we can get a little closer to the action, but
looks like
from St. Margaret's Primary, Windsor Allen. From St. James Primary, Isabella Maycock. Representing St. George Lions, Cassidy Coward. That's the little one there.
Yes,
309. We also have from Bay Primary, Cherise Boyce. Representing Charles F. Broom, Shira Graves. From the St. George Lions, Azaria Toppin. And I believe that she may be placed in the next section, which is normally the case. Actually, they have three athletes. Yes, three athletes
in these open events.
St. Mary's Primary, represented by Davia Harris. From Sela Primary, Kayla DePisa. And representing Bay Primary, Shantaneva Straker Eiffel. We only see 6 on the line here, though.
Let's see what we have here.
So 2, that's Isabella Maycock
from
St. James Primary. 3 is Cassidy Coward from St. George. 4, Cherise Boyce from Bay Primary. 5, Shira Graves of Charles F. Broom. There's no 6. 7, Davia Harris of St. Mary's. And we have Shatanya Straker Eiffel of Bay Primary. So 6 going in the first event of the Pedialyte Marcia Trotman Zone NAPSAC 2025.
Yes. And as we see, the the young lady there from the St. George Lions. She's the shortest in the group. You see, I'm sure she would have the heart of a lion. The lioness here, as we say, she's already, as they acknowledge their names being called in the stadium. As we can see from St. Mary's, Davia Harris, and out in, and remember, this is not an event where they run in their lanes. They run, it's an event where they can just run freely.
And we should share with our viewers the record, 2 minutes, 2.96 seconds, and that was established in 2023 by Talia Selman from the St. George Lions.
Yes.
And this is just the Marcia Trotman zone record, different than the NAPSACB record. So going out quickly there is Cassidy Coward of the St. George Lions. 1.5 laps around the track, Neil. And even there must be some strategy involved in running this 600 meters for some. They may want to take it out, but they will need to maintain.
Yes.
Others may buy their time and creep up. We had one down. She's going to be up and going. So 1 lap to go, and our leader right now, Cassidy Coward of the St. George Lions.
Yes, and Michael, and she, you know, she's still running there. She has good form, but here's the athlete from Bay Primary who goes by her on the outside. That is Shatanya Stricker-Eiffel. She goes on by and begins to lengthen. Her teammate comes up there with on the outside. That's Charisse Boyce. And Bay Primary looking to establish an early lead, 1-2. From St. George Lions, Cassidy Coward. She has backed out tremendously as they go down the back stretch. And, you know, Michael, here we can see the young ladies using some form of strategy. They're running in cold, their teammates, they're looking to basically let's put this all to bed early o'clock. It is young Charisse Boyce and Shatanya Stricker-Eiffel of Bay Primary as they come just about 120 or so meters to go, and it's easy, should be an easy 1-2 here for the Bay Primary School as Shatanya Stricker-Eiffel of Bay Primary, she just lengthens out nicely. She's all class, lengthens out easily to win the first event of NAPSACB 2025 in the Marcia Trotman zone. Easily, yes, she does it. Shatanya Stricker-Eiffel in second position is her teammate Charisse Boyce, and looking to round out the top 3 from St. James Primary, it looks like Isabella Maycock. Isabella Maycock rounding out the top 3, and that, see the other athletes coming in.
That's Shira Graves of Charles F. Broome and Cassidy Coward of the St. George Lions.
Yes. See the importance there, Michael, of running through the wired
finish line.
Yes. Here we see a young lady coming in now from St. Mary's Primary. It's like from, that's Davia Harris, St. Mary's Primary. And 600 meters, Michael, and it's very difficult. I mean, even for adults, we would say, "Oh, we can do it," but if you haven't done it for a while, it is a grueling run. And these young ladies left it all on the track this morning. So that's the first event completed, and that was the first of the 2-time finals.
Well, remember, for the primary school age students, for the girls, the 600 is the longest distance, and for the boys, the 800 meters is the longest distance. But we must also bear in mind that these girls do cross country, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So introducing the competitors for the second-time final: Nichelle Cumberbatch from Elliott Belgrave Primary, Rashea Yearwood of Sela Primary, that's bib number 2. Next to her from St. Mary's Primary, Ranika Wallace. Position 4 from Charles F. Broome, Amaya Agard Durant. In position 5 from the St. George Lions, Kalia Codrington. In position 6, Danae Haynes of the St. James Primary. 8, Ari Ali of Sela Primary. Position 9, Amaya Blainman Nero of Charles F. Broome. And rounding off the field here, Kayla Blackman of Bay Primary. So another Bay Primary athlete in here. She would have seen what the two girls did, and they're off and running here now. Our second time final, and moving rather nicely there at the start. And these two are battling, as we saw earlier. The St. George Lions, Kalia Codrington, she is taking this one out. Doing a lot of running because she's out in lane 3 for this race. All these races you actually need to be in lane 1. So she's giving herself a lot of work here. In the meantime, Renika Wallace of St. Mary's Primary taking the lead with 1 lap to go now. By now, the officials should be pushing her towards the inside. I think she's being told that now. But still in the lead from St. Mary's Primary, Renika Wallace.
Yes, Michael.
Trying to make out that second place.
Could be the young lady from Sela Primary. Is that Raishea Herwood? It looks like they begin their journey down this with the back stretch with just about 280 or so meters.
Seeing a challenge coming from Charles F. Broome there.
Mounting a challenge.
That looks like...
Yes, Raishea Herwood of Sela Primary. She's on top.
Amaya Agar Durant of Charles F. Broome now moving into second position. So they're battling now for the last 150 or so, passing the water jump. And here we go. The battle is on. Raishea Yearwood of Sela Primary. And now taking charge, Amaya Agar Durant coming into the straightaway. And that's it, Neil. Arms and legs pumping.
Yes.
It's all Amaya Agar Durant, a very strong finisher for this young lady. And it's just a matter of how fast this time is. Remember, they're time finals, so it's all about the time. Congratulations to Amaya Agar Durant of Charles F. Broome, finishing up in first. Let's see who will cross the line in second. That's Yearwood, Raishea Yearwood of Sela Primary.
And Bay Primary.
Third, that's Blackman of Bay Primary. And so basically, and here comes Wallace of St. Mary's, who had started out quite quickly earlier stages of the event. So if we recap, the ones who will probably be in contention for points, and just so our viewers know how the points are distributed, there are 10 for first, 8 for second, 6 for third, 5 for fourth, 4 for fifth, 3 for sixth, 2 for seventh, and 1 for eighth. So once the athletes can finish in the top 8, they will be given points, get some points for their school. So the 2 first places were Shatanya Straker Eiffel of Bay Primary, the winner in the first time final, and Amaya Agar Durant, the winner. She's from Charles F. Broome, the winner from the second time final.
But you know, Michael, what our viewers need, we also have to remember that depending on the time, we would determine who actually won the event.
Yes.
So even though the young lady who won the first event, her time, which we have not yet established, even though she won the race, you never know if the second race was a little quicker.
Faster, correct. Yes. So that's one of the things with time finals. So it's all about running as fast as you can, and you're running against the clock, as you said.
Definitely.
So we're now moving on into the 800 meters for boys, as we say, the longest track event. And this zone record was set in 2023. A St. George Lion again, Devontae Green, 2 minutes 45.86 seconds. Hopefully we'll be able to have the clock up running in the right corner of the screen. Hopefully we can get that to happen so that our viewers can enjoy keeping track of these races. So a big field here, Neil, for the first of two time finals.
Yes, and we're just taking a look at them as they are being welcomed to the track in position 1. We have Thielen Yard of Charles F. Broome Primary. His teammate from Charles F. Broome is Zahavi Small. Representing St. George Lions in position 3 is Rafney Lovell. In 4th is Aishan Hazelwood from St. Margaret's Primary. Sealer Primary will be represented by Isaiah Griffith. And we have Trinity Academy's Dante Carrington in position 6. Position 7 from St. James Primary, Aiden Mahoney. Then from Elliott Belgrave Primary, that's Keandre Edwards. Then from Bay Primary, Travere Smith. From Elliott Belgrave Primary, Jaden Watson. From Sealer Primary, Marco Phillips. And out in position 12 from St. Mary's Primary, Zahir Bess Watkins. And they're off and running. It's a pretty good break. From on the inside, from St. George Lions, Rafney Lovell. He's kicked it out and gone early on. Then in second position, looks like Zahavi Small. And now taking over from St. James Primary, that looks like Aiden Mahoney. So Aiden Mahoney is your early leader. In second position, just easing off a bit, is Rafney Lovell. He's just biding his time. And in third is Zahavi Small of Charles F. Broome. And they've established an early lead, separating themselves now from Sealer Primary's Isaiah Griffith. So they still have quite a bit to do.
Oh yes, this is early time here for this 800 meters. Remember that they have 2 laps around the track, and now coming into the front stretch for the first time, leading now Rafney Lovell of the St. George Lions, and last year he performed quite well. Believe he's now into his final stages in primary school, and of course we know all eyes will be on him.
Yes.
So 1 lap to go, and he has a lead on the field, looking pretty strong, Neil.
Yes, definitely, and he looks as though he's coming the race well prepared. He also seems to have a strategy. He took a look there just to see who will be there in terms of competition. With just about 300 meters left, and he's established his lead. And Michael, I like to see his form here. He's pumping his arms and his legs, and he looks quite comfortable. Now running into second position is Thielen Yard of Charles F. Broome. Then in third, looks like the young man there from St. Mary's Primary, Zaire Bess Watkins, with 200 meters left, and it is Rafney Lovell.
Oh yes, Lovell, the real deal here in this first of 2 time finals. It's all about the time, as we said, so hopefully he knows that he has to post a really fast time.
Here comes
being
some
challenge. So we'll see if Lovell has enough left in the legs.
Thielen Yard, it looks like. No, this is Zahavi Small. So this is Small. So there's Small coming through.
On the inside too.
Oh, will he get there? They're battling it out. 10 meters to go. Rafney, they've just got home. Rafney Lovell of St. George Lions held off a very determined challenge there from Zahavi Small of Charles F. Broome Primary.
And that third place, that seems to be the athlete from St. Mary's Primary.
Yeah, it looks like Zahir Bess Watkins may have just held on for the third position. Oh, that was a very, very good race there, Mike. But you know, in the distance races, you know what? You never let someone come through on the inside.
Never. And it's, you know, you always need to conserve for the finish as well, which we saw that young man kicking from about 120 meters or so, a good finishing kick, and that is always necessary for these distance races. So again, congrats to Rafney Lovell of the St. George Lions, Small of St. of Charles F. Broom, finishing up in second, and third to Zaire Bess Watkins of St. Mary's. As we prepare for our second time final, we can see the stands are starting to fill up. I believe, though, this is not a day where all the entire school body will be present at NAPSAC. I think that will happen probably at the semi-final and final stages. So just representatives of the schools present. A large field here, 12 going for the second time final. And we'll give you the starting lineup here from the Elliott Belgrave Primary. On the inside, Shular Green. He's in the green and yellow. From St. Margaret's, Shakairi Harewood. Next to him, Sheldon Thomas of St. James Primary. From the St. George Lions, Dondre Jack. And next to him, Zion McLean of St. Margaret's Primary. Ryan Brathwaite of Trinity Academy in position 6. Well, he has a very famous name.
Yes, he does.
From the St. George Lions, Tyhari Burgess. From Bear Primary, Zolani Clark. His teammate, Daquan Flats. Rakai Clark of Sela Primary. Trey Trotman from St. Mary's. And on the outside, Cairo Watson of Charles F. Broom. So they're off. We'll see how they will go here for the second time final. Going into the lead is Sheldon Thomas of St. James Primary. Behind him is Jack of the St. George Lions. And already we see that gap opening, but as we know with these little ones, they tend to get very excited and they go out quickly, but then we see the field coming back to them. So 2 St. George Lions in this one, Burgess and Jack, and they are currently in second and third position respectively as they finish up the first 200 meters. And up front, Thomas looking very relaxed, looking comfy. The St. George Lions, I believe they had enough of this. So they have taken over. So it's Jack and Burgess. Burgess in front, Jack in second. Looking really good here as they head into the front stretch for the first time, Neil.
Yes, and young Burgess is looking very easy up front. He's looking very comfortable and he's striding out nicely with just 400 meters left. Taking the bell, and Michael, I mean, he looks like he's well paced. He's taking a look to see where his teammate is, which is Dondre Jack, and it's running into third position now from Charles F. Broom. It's a Cairo Watson.
Yes, Watson is creeping up, and now we see Jack deciding he wants to take the lead this time as they head down the back stretch. We are seeing, though, Watson moving. Watson is moving up. And this is a time for you to really kick. If you're thinking about kicking, this is a time to do it. 200 meters out. Watson, he's gone. The 2 lads from the St. George Lions, Jack and Burgess, they're not going to have that. They're going to fight him. But he's looking really strong. Watson, see him opening up here over the last 120 meters. Jack is challenging from the Lions. Burgess is fading a bit. But it's all Watson, Cairo Watson, finishing strong. There we go. Arms and legs working. Jack in second and Burgess in third. But this show is all Cairo Watson's show. Charles F. Broom, he will take the second section. Remember, it's all about the time. So congrats to Watson, finishing up in first. And let's see which Lion will roar first. Jack, he will finish up in second, and a good run from that duo, Burgess. So that's a 2-3 there for the St. George Lions. So we believe that if that race was quicker, St. George Lions should pick up about 14 points.
Should yes,
be
they're about
that one.
And Michael, I mean, let's explain to some of our viewers. Sometimes these children, this is the first time that they're actually running on a track, a full 400-meter track. Some of them may have at their respective schools,
Yes.
very small fields. They may be 200 meters or even 150 or even 300-meter tracks. So it's the first time for some of these athletes running on these bigger tracks. So when they running they're accustomed running on a 200-meter track and
Four
they go
laps.
for four laps. So they're thinking, oh, I can go here and I can do the same thing here, which would be to their detriment when they actually have to know there's a 2-lap race and is you have to use some form of strategy, but they will improve on that at some point in time. It's all developmental, as we can see here. This is a replay of the race. Early on, we had the 2 lions.
Oh yes, Burgess and Jack.
Yeah, they tried to establish a lead from early on, but then it was just the class of Cairo Watson. And here Michael can see his arms and legs pumping away. He looks as though he trains.
Of course.
And this is what separates some of the athletes. They're ones who are going to some of the clubs now, and I'm really glad to see so many individuals now taking athletics seriously and going to the clubs. We can see the tennis ball throw is also going on simultaneously, and also we have the high jump, as
This
we can
is for girls.
For girls,
Yes, the girls open high jump. And if we can share with our viewers the track events for the day, hopefully we can get the field events as well. But on the track, we have witnessed the 600 meters for girls open, the 800 meters for girls open, the boys open, sorry. And coming up will be the 50 meters, and this will be for the under 7 girls and boys, followed by the 80 meters for the under 9 girls and boys, and then the 400 meters under 13 girls and boys. The under 11 girls and boys will come next with the 300 meters.
Yes, and then we will have in the afternoon session, we will see the girls 100 meters, followed by the boys. And let's just say the under 13s will do 100 meters. So we have the under 13 girls followed by the under 13 boys, then the under 11 boys, then the under 7 and the 11 girls and the 11 boys. Then we have the under 9 girls and then the under 9 boys. Now you see, we must remember that in the under 7s they would do 50 meters, while the under 9s would do 80 meters, and then they would do the 150 progression. Yes. Here we followed a little late in the afternoon by the 200 meters for the under 13 girls and boys. Then the under 11 girls and boys will come next. Then we'll have the 150 meters for the under 9s, and then we get into the relays in the afternoon, which
always
usually
exciting.
very exciting. So Michael, I could remember last year we had very keen competition in the high jump.
Oh yes.
And we see here the open girls.
Yes, and this is one of several field events being contested at started at 10 a.m. The boys long jump for under 9s, the girls high jump open. As we see, this one is in progress. We also have the under 7 boys throw. This is the cricket ball throw. The under 11 boys, they will be doing the cricket ball throw as well. Sorry, the under 7s, they're doing the tennis ball throw. Yes. The under 11s are doing the cricket ball throw. The under 9 boys, they are also doing, the under 9 girls are doing the cricket ball throw. Then we have the under 13 boys who will be doing the long jump. The under 13 boys will be doing the shot put, and this is an event that was introduced to NAPSACB a few years ago, and it's in a step in the right direction, I believe, where the youngsters are exposed to throwing the shot put. Obviously a way lighter shot put than what is used, and of course for every age group you have specific weights.
Mike, and I'm glad you said that. You said something there just now. Throwing the shot put. Do they actually throw the shot put, or do they put the shot?
Yes, put.
I remember this. In a test that I had, and I say we throw the shot, but they say no, Neil, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're putting the shot.
Yes, and of course, each of these events in track and field have their own specific rules and regulations. In teaching the shot put, and we tell folks, dirty neck, clean palm.
Clean palm.
Yes, because the shot put originates from the neck, and if the throw begins from outside of the neck, then it's a foul. And you know, those rules and guidelines for all the different events. As I was watching the high jump a few minutes ago, I don't know if you observe a young lady, she took off with both legs. And again,
that's a fall.
That's not the rule of the high jump. You must take off with one leg. So, you know, as you said, this is developmental. The athletes here at this stage, it's all about learning the sport, running, jumping, throwing, and it's good for them to be exposed as well to all areas of track and field. I was talking to a lady recently who was asking about her daughter being a sprinter. So I was saying to her, at this stage, you can't say that the athlete is a sprinter or what. They need to be exposed to all the event areas. They need to run, they need to jump, they need to throw, even hurdling, which we don't have here at NAPSACbb, but I believe that in a few years we may see some hurdling being done here at NAPSACbb. So it's all about the exposure at this level for the athletes to experience the various event areas, and then as they mature, as they develop, then we will be able to tell exactly what events they are better suited for.
That's why I love NAPSACbb, and I for years now I'm glad to see the progress that we've had over the years, and as we, you know, you can see the younger children, and as you said, you know, you can't just start pigeonhole the child from early and say, oh, you're going to be a sprinter at 6 years old, you know, where, you know, you can still develop into a jumper or a thrower, or, you know, and what NAPSACbb provides is developmental, and we can see from the very young ones, the under 7 in the 50-meter dash, right through to the 800. So we may see some children who train, we could run a 50 and come and turn around and run a 150. I'm just saying, even though the event may not be for them in the under 7 category, they will start at the 50 meter, but you know, you can see that development over the years in our athletes. Then we have the high jump, the field events, all of the field events, the standing broad jump for the under 7s, the long jump from the under 9s, and coming up, as we saw a young lady there from St. James Primary in the knocking over the bar in the high jump, as we'll try to see if we can get the athletes participating in the open high jump, if that is possible for us today.
I'm sure we will be able to get those athletes, and we always must give kudos to those who are working behind the scenes. You never see them, but they're definitely doing some work, providing us with all the statistics, all the information. We always thank them for what they can share with us. So we'll be trying our utmost to keep you up to date on what's happening, and we can tell you what's happening next on the track. And coming up, that will be the 50-meter dash for the under 7 girls. They're 3-time finals, and that should be what's next. As you can see here, the little ones getting the final preparations from the officials, and pretty soon we'll see them off and running. So again, we want to welcome our viewers to the 2025 edition of the National Primary Schools Athletic Championships, coming to you live from the Usain Bolt Sports Complex in beautiful Bridgetown, Barbados. The Pedialyte Marcia Trotman Zone, the first of 8 zonal meets to be contested this year. And tomorrow will be the Patsy Calendar Zone. On Wednesday, the Anton Norris Zone. Of course, schools will break for the midterm break, so there will be no action on Thursday and Friday. But then we resume back on Monday the 24th of February, with the James Wedderburn Zone, Obadiah Thompson Zone on Tuesday, February 25th. Wednesday, February 26th will be the Frida Nichols Zone, the Ryan Brathwaite Zone on Thursday, February 27th, and the Andrea Blackett Zone on Friday, February 28th. From that point on, we will then proceed to the semi-finals on Friday, March 7th, and the big finale, the NAPSACbb finals, on Friday, March 14th. So those who are watching, those who are viewing, make sure that you tune in. We begin our broadcast at 10 a.m. tomorrow and Wednesday, and then we will be back on Monday, February 24th, to continue our coverage of the action. And Neil, I think this is a good time, now that we don't have any action on the track at this point, to mention the many sponsors who have come aboard for NAPSACbb 2025. I know that sponsorship is an issue. It's a national issue right now. But we will mention our sponsors: Chafette Restaurants Limited, of course, our title sponsors: Frosty's Ice Cream, Rubis Eastern Caribbean SRL, The Nation Publishing Company, Pharmacy Sales Caribbean Inc., Pedialyte and Pediasure, and Pedialyte, of course, the sponsors for this zone, the Marcia Trotman Zone. We'll get back to our sponsors in a minute as we prepare for our first of 3 time finals in the Under 7 Girls 50-meter dash. And here we see our lineup: in lane 3, Naomi Reed of the St. George Lions; in 4, Sanija Miller of Charles F. Broome; in lane 5, Skylar Baliram of Trinity Academy; in lane 6, Khaleesi Durant of Bay Primary; and in lane 7, Rael Leach of St. Margaret's Primary.
I think, yes. We have here, yes, they're just waiting there. Athlete 382 from Trinity Academy, Skylar Baliram. She looks as if she's ready to run here. It's the Under 7 Girls 50-meter dash. They're chasing a record of 10 seconds flat, set in 2023 by Riley Brathwaite, then of Charles F. Broome Primary. As they're waiting on the starter's orders and just waiting there. Remember, these are the little ones. First time for these. So they're looking all around, just waiting getting the instruction from the starter. We can see Naomi Reed of St. George Lions, Sanija Miller of Charles F. Broome, represented Trinity Academy, Skylar Baliram. Then in lane 6, Bay Primaries, Khaleesi Durant. And in lane 7, from St. Margaret's Primary, Rael Leach. Just waiting their starter. Just, I guess, getting organizing the logistics. It's a beautiful day here at the Usain Bolt complex. It's pretty windy, as we can see the flags fluttering.
Well, we've experienced quite a number of windy days recently.
Oh, yes,
Neil.
yes.
Very, very windy. Even and at night. Well, I welcome the wind at the night. Cool, pretty cool in St. George.
Yes, And it is very, as people say, it's very bleak. Coming off coming from the east, and it's also I think high surf. And then they're now welcoming on the track Khaleesi Durant, as she just heard her name, and Rael Leach of St. Margaret's Primary as the starter. Requests some quiet in the stadium. Young ladies very excited here. And away they go. And there's a pretty level good break. And we see from Charles F. Broome, Sanija Miller, Charles F. Broome. Oh, very tight between Miller and from Bay Primary, Khaleesi Durant. Oh, that was very close indeed. We could see they both went across the line together. We'll leave that one to the.
I think I'll give it to Durant.
You'll give it to
Bay
Durant.
Primary.
Oh, Bay Primary. Here's the replay. They left young Skylar Baliram on the line, but she came out eventually.
So we can watch it closely here.
Oh, it looks like we need to leave that one to the photo finish. So Nigel Miller looked as though very, very close there between Nigel Miller and Khaleesi Durant.
So, Neil, that's why we're doing commentary and not photo finish.
Yeah, and it is the torso.
That's why they have photo finish cameras. They look after that. So our second time final coming up here for the under 7 girls, and they're chasing the Marcia Trotman zone record, 10.00 seconds, established in 2023 by Riley Brathwaite of Charles F. Broome. We mentioned the name Ryan Brathwaite, not the one that we will talk about now. That will probably make the 5th Ryan Brathwaite that I know of.
I can't even count him. I could be about 7.
I think Brathwaite is one of the most popular names in Barbados.
And then Ryan coming behind it.
Oh, yes. So our second section here from Trinity Academy, Kazaria Yearwood. She's running out of lane number 2. In lane 3, Josiah McCollin of Charles F. Broome. Lane 4, Kinaya Rock of Bay Primary. In lane 5, Kaylee Rose Brooms of Sela Primary. In lane 6, Dream Jules of the Elliott Belgrave Primary School. I will have to do some. Well, that's what I was about to say. We'll have to do some research on that one. And Destiny Phillips of St. Mary's Primary in lane number 7.
And what a name, Dream. Her name, Dream Jules of Elliott Belgrave Primary.
So they're off, some left standing, Charles F. Brooms, McCollin, and here comes Jules. No, that is McCollin of Charles F. Broome. McCollin winning that one. A quick run there.
Looks like Rock of Bay Primary may have held on for the second position. Looks very close, very tight.
Believe we'll get a replay of that soon.
Here they come. And then from Sela Primary, Kaylee Rose Brooms. There it is.
Yes, so you have the winner there?
Yes, the winner there from Charles F. Broome, Josiah McCollin.
Yes, getting ready for the third one. And Neil, it's good to know that we have persons watching from all over. We have a fan watching from extremely cold Toronto, Canada. And my brother sent me a picture yesterday of his backyard, and all I could see was white.
White, yes,
nothing but white.
Yes.
And I'm talking about maybe 6 feet of white.
Yes. You saw them. My cousin also sent me some pictures, and the cars are covered.
Yes.
Boy. All right.
Anyway, we are back to nice, good, warm weather. Nothing but red here. Red track, ready to go. Maynard of St. Mary's in lane 2. Bradshaw of St. James Primary in 3, Rainbow Rollins of Sealer Primary in 4, Eversley Mears of the St. George Lions in 5, Howell of St. Margaret's in 6, and they're off and running. Boyce Marshall of Elliott Belgrave. So this one is looking quick here. Watch those little legs go. These two are battling it out here. So that's Bradshaw of St. James Primary and Rollins of Sealer Primary.
I think Rollins got home. Rainbow Rollins. Oh, they're getting very creative with the names.
Yes.
Like
Dream
and no Rainbow. So that's Rainbow Rollins of Sealer Primary. She looked away then to recognize that she was getting competition from Alina Bradshaw. And then she quickened her stride and got home quite comfortably in the end.
Well done to the under 7 girls there, and you know we've done this for quite a number of years, and we have seen, we've witnessed some names. Neil.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Oh my! As the years go, as the generations change, the names also change. Yeah. We move away from a Ryan and a Michael and a Neil to Ja Rastafari and other names.
Yes, I say people getting very
creative with the names.
Now we're moving on now to the boys section, and this is the first of the time finals, first of 3 time finals in the under 7 boys 50-meter dash. We can see the athletes are being set out in their lanes. We don't see a competitor for the Sealer Primary, so we will start in lane 3 from St. George Primary, Azari McIntosh. Lane 4 from Charles F. Broome Primary, Kalik Payne. In lane 5 from Bay Primary, Damari Bino Jones. Lane 6 from Trinity Academy, Lucas Best. You know he has his fan club here, Lucas Best in lane 6, and out in lane number 7 from St. Mary's Primary, Cleon Henry. As I see young Lucas, I know him quite well. See how he translates some of that energy that he has onto the track. He's always up and on running, so it's good to see young Lucas Best there as the competitors are waiting the start. You can see the starters just trying to get them to settle, calm them down a bit. As I say, this is the first time for these young men.
Remember, the under 7s are athletes who are 5 years, 6 years. They cannot turn 7 this year.
In the year competition. Yes. We have the record of what they're chasing. The time, you have the time?
9.41 seconds.
9.41 seconds.
That was established by Cruz Pierre Boyce of St. James Primary in 2023.
And away they go. And it's a very good race so far. Looks like Kalik Payne of Charles F. Broome. Best is running well. Oh, very tight. But I think Zari McIntosh, I beg your pardon, Kalik Payne of Charles F. Broome stole the march there.
From your man, Lucas Best.
Yes.
Yes. And this guy, oh my, he's powerful. Kalik Payne of Charles F. Broome.
Yes. Running second there was Best. And didn't catch the...
But I can tell you, Neil, that these Charles F. Broome's athletes, they're looking good early.
Early o'clock. Yeah. You know, the young man there just now, Payne, he reminded me of the young man back in the day. What's his name? Knight. Knight, he was at, I think he was either at Charles F. Broome or at St. Stephen's. But he's at St. Michael's School. And I saw him running the other night, and he's still very much in competition. The name will come back to me again a little later, but that young man has
Xavier Knight.
Xavier Knight. He reminded me a lot of Xavier Knight there just now. And you know, you see the build. You know, he's solid, and he took
strong.
It very strong and took it right to the wire. We now have the second installment here of the under 7 boys in lane 2 from Elliott Belgrave. That's Smile Smith Lowe in lane 3 from Sela Primary, the Carrie Mears. Lane 4, that's Josiane Adamson. Lane 5 is empty. Lane 6 has Jazani Jackman of St. James Primary. And running out the field in lane 7 from St. George Primary, Aidan Howell. And they're off and running. One man ran out of his shoes, but is in lane 2 from Elliott Belgrave Primary, Smile Smith Lowe.
Oh, yes, and he'll be smiling all the way home with that victory there. Well done to Smile of the Elliott Belgrave Primary. And we should note the spelling of the name Smile, Smyle.
Here we go. Again,
Another
very
name.
creative.
Okay. Rainbow, Dream, and Smile. We're going to compile a list. I think it would be interesting to compile a list. So, going to get that list going there, Neil.
Yes. As he had
So our third section getting ready to go. Kudos again to the officials for their efficiency in getting the athletes out. You can see a next set making their way onto the arena, and I believe that will be the under 9 girls for the 80 meters.
Now we have on the track, we only have 3 athletes. It appears from Trinity Academy, Jesse Martindale in lane 4, lane 5 from St. James Primary, Sane Ford, and in lane 6 from Charles F. Broom Primary, that's Zaire Gibson. He looks focused.
Check the uniform of the Trinity Academy team.
Oh yes, the green and yellow. So team come prepared. So that's in lane. That's Trinity, Michael.
Yeah.
So and that's athlete 407, Jesse Martindale. But there was a little false start.
I could tell they weren't quite ready there.
Yeah, but they were off and running.
Oh, they're always ready to run.
Excuse me.
These
Kudos
little
to
ones are always ready.
Yeah. Kudos to the officials. Stop them in their tracks. But Gibson was out and running. As they say, like a man possessed there. He's ready. So it's Jesse Martindale, Sane Ford, and Zaire Gibson. And it's Gibson, Ford, and Martindale. Gibson, Ford, and Martindale. Oh, Ford gets home. Sane Ford of St. James Primary, the winner there of the 3rd installment of the Under-7 boys 50-meter dash. As we see the replay, Gibson was out early. Martindale tried, but they couldn't stay with young Sane Ford of St. James Primary.
Yes, Neil. So some good action there in the under 7 category. Remember the under 7s, and for those who are tuning in for the first time to NAPSAC, the under 7s compete in 3 events: a run, which is the 50-meter dash, a jump, which is the standing broad jump, and one throw, which is the tennis ball throw. So again, as I alluded to, the track and field consists of basically 3 genres: running, jumping, and throwing. So they get that early exposure to those 3 events. When they move into the under 9 category, then they expand a bit more. More opportunities for running, more opportunities for jumping, and then we still have that throw. In the under 11, as they mature, then that goes even further in terms of the distances now that they are able to compete in.
Well, the under 9s then they would do the 80 meters, the 100,
and the 150.
Then the under 11s they do the 100,
the 2,
and the 3.
and the 3.
And then the under 13s they do the 1, 2, 4.
And the 8 or the 600.
The 8 or the 600.
And they have the chance to do high jump, long jump. They also have the chance to do the cricket ball throw and or the shot put.
Yes. Yes. So you're seeing here that's the long jump in progress.
Let's see which long jump it is. We know it's the boys. the long jump for under 13 boys. Yes.
They're the big boys. They're in this one. You're not missing anything. They're just sorting out the under 9 girls 80-meter dash, and they will be chasing a time of 13.53 seconds, and this was set in the year 2023 by Azaria Toppin, then of St. George Lions. And this is the Marcia Trotman's zone record, which they will be chasing.
And just so we, if we can explain again to our viewers the difference in a zone record versus the NAPSACbb record. So the zone record is the best performance ever done at the zone meet. However, a NAPSACbb record is the best overall, whether it was at a zone meet or at the NAPSACbb semifinals or finals. So it's possible that a NAPSACbb record can be established at a zone meet, as in the case with the young lady from Eden Lodge Primary, the 600 meters.
That's
Give
Nurse.
me her name. No,
Not Nurse.
she's still running. She went to the Alexandra School.
Yes.
That name.
The name is Michael. This is telling us our age.
Yes, we really,
not
yes. But she,
I know, remember.
I'm sure someone will probably message me with that name
Yes.
shortly. But she set the zone record, which was also the NAPSACbb record, and I believe she came back at the finals and broke her own record
Remember that
which she
year?
had established.
Yes. Very. And she went on then to Carifta.
Yes,
And
there we go.
So on the track we have the under 9 girls.
Yes, so let's look at the first section here. In lane 2, Jakira Graves Edwards of Sela Primary. In lane 3, Ashera Archer of Trinity Academy. In
I'm not sure if this
they're doing the second one first.
Okay.
Okay. Samaya Straker of St. George Lions in 2. From Charles F. Broom, Riley Brathwaite, we mentioned her.
Her name,
Oh,
yes.
she has grown. Wow. In lane 4, Miracle Moore of Sela Primary. Lane 5, Astoria Toussaint of Bay Primary. In lane number 6, Abigail Reed of St. Margaret's. And lane 7, Azara Aline of St. James Primary.
So we see Riley Brathwaite here in lane 3. She has the record in the under 7s. So let's see how she has progressed, and they're off and running. It's a good, clean start.
Oh, she's looking good as well,
Yes,
too.
and it is Riley Brathwaite of Charles F. Broom coming on the outside from St. James Primary, Azara Aline, but it's all over. Bar the shouting. Riley Brathwaite of Charles F. Broom continuing from her
On the 7
days. Yes, and she's showing that she is, she's very happy there, very pleased to know that she won.
Here we see a repeat of that race. So from the get-go, Brathwaite taking command, being challenged by Aline of St. James Primary there on the outside, and Brathwaite well ahead of the field. And a close one there from Samaya Straker of the St. George Lions. So congratulations to Brathwaite. And we can say sometimes genes have an important role to play. In this case, the genes are really working. So we are back to our first section here. In lane 2, Jakira Graves Edwards of Sela Primary. Lane 3, Ashera Archer of Trinity Academy. That should be. And that's not what we're seeing here at all.
So Trinity Academy, Ashira may be in lane 8. Actually, you have 2.
Yes.
2 for Trinity in this event, it looks like. Or that the Elliot Belgrave.
Not what we're seeing here at all. So let's look and see.
Okay.
I believe this is... Yes. Okay, so this is Herwood of St. Margaret's in 2. Amora Brewster of St. James in 3. In 4, Ariana Howell of the St. George Lions. In lane 5, Shante Herbert of Trinity Academy. In lane 6, Diamond Gill Peters of St. Mary's. And in lane 7, from Elliott Belgrave, Jemiah Watson.
So this is section 3 going now.
So they're off. Great start. No daylight as yet between anyone. Looking good though is Brewster of St. James Primary. Being challenged on the outside by Watson of Elliott Belgrave. Not anymore. She will take this one. Don't know what happened there with the young lady who slowed coming into the finish.
Young lady from St. Margaret's Primary.
So
Shazaria.
Amora Brewster will take that one from St. James Primary. Just a recap of the race, and you can see what I'm talking about coming up shortly. Look at Harewood of St. Margaret's in 2. She stopped. Did not recognize that she has to go past the finish line.
The line before, I think, again, Michael, this is the first time for a lot of these athletes running here on the big stage, running on the track itself where we have the various marks on the track. They will get familiar with it as time goes by.
Of course, of course. She's hustling here, really hustling. Janai Felician Lewis. She's going to take this one quite easily. Second going to Graves Edwards of Sela Primary. So that one is done and dusted, Neil. The under 9 girls, 80 meters, all done. A recap. So from the get-go, Janai Felician Lewis of Charles F. Broome putting her foot down and stamping her authority, winning that one quite easily.
Well, you know what it would also mean that Riley Brathwaite and Felician, they've taken the honors thus far, according to what we've seen in terms of winning the races for Charles F. Broome.
That would be 2 Charles F. Broome competitors for sure, looking to gain some points.
Yes, so we're moving on now to the boys. This is the under 9 boys 80-meter dash, and this is the first of the 3-time finals. We see in lane 2 from Charles F. Broome, Jace Rice Lord. Lane 3 from St. Mary's Primary, Chadico Springer. Lane 4 looks as though that is empty. In lane 5 from St. Margaret's Primary, Jalen Padmore. Lane 6 from St. George Primary, Giovanni Bino. And out in lane number 7 from Elliott Belgrave Primary, Rakai Haynes. And they're chasing a time of 12.76 set in 2023 by Tevez Gemma, then of Charles F. Broome Primary. So we have one empty lane there. Lane 4 is empty. Excuse me. That's Jace Rice Lord of Charles F. Broome. He's in lane 1. I beg your pardon, lane 2 from St. Mary's Primary, Chadico Springer. Lane 5, St. Margaret's Primary, Jalen Padmore. Lane 6 from St. George Primary, Giovanni Bino. And lane 7 from Elliott Belgrave Primary, Rakai Haynes, as the starter has taken them up out of their positions. They are on the starter's orders. And away they go. This time a good clean start. On the inside, Jace Rice Lord of Charles F. Broome Primary. Competition coming from Giovanni Bino of St. George Primary. But it is Rice Lord and Bino. Rice Lord.
He's looking good.
Yes, from Charles F. Broome Primary, Jace Rice Lord.
Looking rather impressive there, Neil.
Very impressive indeed.
Good running form.
As we see the replay here again, it's good form. As technique coming from on the outside, Giovanni Bino of St. George Primary. But at the end of it all, it was young Jace Rice Lord winning the first of the 3-timed finals in the under 9 boys division. Moving on now to the second installment.
Yeah, so we have in lane 2, Cruz Pierre Boyce of St. James Primary. He is the record holder in the under 7 category. Malik Williams of Charles F. Broome in 3. In lane 4, Logan Beckles of Trinity Academy. In lane 5, Dakai White Ford of St. Margaret's Primary. Lane 6, Tajeri Aline of Bay Primary. And in lane 7, Rajay Burrows Gittins of the St. George Lions. So they're on the starters' orders. Our second of 3 time finals. They're going to be asked to stand. Some movement coming from the lad from Trinity Academy. Yes.
You see, Michael, we have to be careful with the colors. The green and yellow for Trinity Academy, as well as the one from Elliott Belgrave. They're very, very close. You're just waiting here now for the starter to get them settled again. As we see in the background, the flags, the wind is pretty strong here, and I must always say it is a beautiful day here at the Usain Bolt complex. It's the Marcia Trotman Zone, sponsored by Pedialyte. There we see the banner in the background. Pedialyte, and also our title sponsor, Chafette Restaurants Limited. The Frosties Ice Cream.
So these youngsters are just okay as we speak. They're now ready. Youngster from Trinity Academy, Logan Beckles, looking in the wrong direction. Yes, and he's going to preempt the gun because he's looking that way. So again, something that the coaches, the physical education teachers must work with the athletes. And again, I'm an advocate for the starters to be placed behind. Because I'm sure they will not look behind. They will stay focused and just listen. But, I mean, things being equal, they still have to learn.
Yes.
They have to learn to look straight ahead and just listen for the gun. So we're going to try that again. Again, Boyce, Williams, Beckles, Whiteford, Aline, and Burrows Gittins. So they're off and running. And we are seeing Williams of Charles F. Broome, and he's being chased by Boyce of St. James Primary. And now Boyce on the inside. Boyce is in charge, and Boyce is going to take it. So for the second time, a record holder showing their dominance here, moving up from the under 7 to the under 9 category. We saw Brathwaite
Riley
in the girls, and now we see Cruz Pierre Boyce of St. James Primary dominating this one. But remember, we still have one more section to go.
Yeah, he didn't have the best of starts.
Not at all.
And but then he cruised by his competitors and went off to win easily in the end.
Yeah, so our third and final section coming up here. In lane 2, Kareem Cumberbatch of St. James Primary. Lane 3, Davison Clark of Sela Primary. In lane 4, Zachary Lawrence of the Trinity Academy. Lane 5, Jelani Rouse of the Elliott Belgrave Primary. In lane 6, Nathaniel Nichols of Bay Primary. Rounding off the field, Ramiro Cumberbatch of St. Mary's Primary.
Yes, as they're now announcing them there. We have them here. Cumberbatch, Clark, Lawrence, Rouse, Nichols, and Cumberbatch. As you see, one of our starters, Mr. Basil Cox there. You know, very always good to see Basil there. I remember him when I was these young boys here, the under 9. And away they go. It's a good, clean start. Cumberbatch, Clark, Lawrence, Rouse, Nichols, and Cumberbatch again as they come down, thundering down the lane. It looks like Nathaniel Nichols of Bay Primary stealing this one. Looks like in second could be Davison Clark of Sela Primary, as we see the replay here. Nichols of Bay Primary striding away from Sela Primary's Davison Clark, and Mario Cumberbatch of St. Mary's rounding out the top three in this, the final installment of the under 9 boys 80-meter dash.
Neil, I just got some exciting news. It's awaiting confirmation, but the 800 meters for boys open. We saw 2 sections of that run earlier. The record was 2 minutes 45.86 seconds, established in 2023 by Devontae Green of the St. George Lions. And remember Kyra Watson from Charles F. Broome, the winner of the second time final. He ran 2 minutes 43.24 seconds. So once that is confirmed and becomes official, Kyra Watson will now hold the Marcia Trotman zone record in the 800 meters.
And he shattered that, really, according to what we see at the time. 2:43.24, Mike.
And if we look at the top 5, the results from those top 5, so Watson, he got 10 points for Charles F. Broome. Zavi Small of Charles F. Broome, he finished in 3rd. So that's 16 points for Charles F. Broome. 5 and 4, 9 points going to the St. George Lions. Dondre Jack finishing in 4th, and Tahari Burgess finishing in 5th position. So a good result there. Actually, sorry, I missed Rafney Lovell, St. George Primary. So they got 8, 5, and 4. So they got 17 points. 17 points. Yeah, 17 points from that event. So that's a good result for both Charles F. Broome and St. George. And as you said earlier, St. George lost the championship by some 8 points, last year. So the tussle is on between St. George Primary and Charles F. Broome once more in this overall championship. Coming up will be the series of 400 meters. So we're now going to move from the sprints to a longer sprint.
Yes, where you can see now is the 400 meters for the under 13s, the girls and the boys, and then the 300 meters for the girls and boys in the under 11 category. Michael, you were more of an 800-meter man back in the day.
8:15, 3,000, you name it. Yes, all those events.
Yes, and really good to see that we have our athletes here in the...
Yeah, so the under 13 girls will have 2 time finals. They're chasing the Marcia Trotman zone record of 1:08.00, and this was established by Shania Hinkson of Charles F. Broome. 1:08.00. So as they go to their lanes, we'll give you the lane assignments. Lane 1, Larisha Ford Airguard of Charles F. Broome. In lane 2, Anaya Haynes of St. Margaret's. In lane 3, Shaziria Maycock of St. Mary's. Lane 4, Amaya Agard Dorant of Charles F. Broome. We saw her earlier. In lane 5, Tashana Spooner of St. George Lions. Lane 6, Shakila Moore of Sela Primary. In lane 7, Nichelle Cumberbatch of Elliott Belgrave. And in lane 8, all eyes will be on this young lady from Trinity Academy, Kaya Warner Franklin. Yes.
Remember her?
Of course.
She's come through from the under 7s and come
all the way through.
All the way through. And
this, I believe, this will be her final year at NAPSAC, and as we know, the secondary schools, they're always looking out for talent.
Yes.
Everyone is always wondering, where will she go? Which school will get her?
Young Kaya Warner Franklin. She's always been dominant.
Victrix Ludorum,
Yes,
yes, division champion, etc. So, we'll
So-
see how she'll fare here in this first of two time finals for the under 13 girls.
So
And again, the record 108.00. No extra points for a record.
yes.
But for sure, there's a great honor in holding a record.
So we have here the first of two time finals, as we said. Young lady in lane 2. She's sitting on the track. She's in lane 2. Oh, she's putting on her
Yes,
track shoes.
yes.
Okay.
Getting some assistance there from Michael Abu World.
Oh, yes. And
You ever saw that guy run? Did you ever witness him running?
I saw videos with him.
Oh,
I saw videos. And
a
he's
video. Trust me, a video is nothing like.
but he's strong. I can
Oh.
remember. I remember the video. Very strong as an ox, as they would say.
He is. I thought that he was going to be Barbados's first medalist in an individual event at the Olympic Games. He was that good.
So we're talking about 1984,
80,
83.
let's say around 83, 84, 85, that era. Yes.
This would have been after you would have.
No, he was actually
you?
with me. He was just under me.
Okay.
Currently doing a fantastic job at the Sela Primary School. He's the physical education teacher there. Before that, he had a good stint at your alma mater.
Yes, he was at Alma Mater School.
Yes.
And you know, he was very instrumental in a lot of the development of the athletes. And they're now on the starters' orders for this, the first of two time finals. So lane 1 is empty. So let's see here. 1 is empty. 2. So it looks like lanes 2 and 1 are empty. And so we will start with Shazaria. Oh, you can. The little ones now is crossing the track. I'm sure they're having a good time here.
Believe they're participating in one of the field events, just being marshaled over to that area. And as we speak, Neil, the high jump for girls is still in progress, and we'll try to see if we can get an update on that high jump. Loads of action here, as we said, several field events going on. Of course, our main coverage will be the track
events,
but loads of action. Remember, there are 4 age categories: under 7, under 9, under 11, under 13, and both boys and girls.
Boys and girls, yes, yeah, sure. So they're just getting them to settle. We can see some of them are stretching, trying to keep themselves warm. As the starter and the assistant starter, they're taking them off the track. So we probably have a slight delay. It gives me.
Well, I think this is a good time for you to continue giving kudos to the sponsors of NAPSAC 2025.
We have also Armstrong Agencies Limited for Sunshine Cereals, Massey Distribution Barbados Limited for Milo, Made It Against the Odds Foundation, Nation Wellbeing and HIV Commission, the Ministry of Education, Technological and Vocational Training, the Barbados Union of Teachers, National Sports Council, Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, Atlantic Marketing and Company Limited, Roberts Manufacturing Company Limited, Equipment Rentals Limited, Digicel Barbados Limited, the Barbados Olympic Association, the National Conservation Commission. Then we have Hanschel Innes Limited, Ocean Hotels Barbados, Trophy Worlds, Sportsmart, Western Wholesale Inc., Creative Junction, Elco Rentals Limited, TOS Catering, Chickmont Foods Limited, Super Feeds Mills Inc. As the ladies are now on the track.
So they're off and running here, the first of two-time finals for the under-13 girls 400 meters. They'll be running in lanes for the entire 400 meters, and all eyes are right on the outside in lane 8.
Kaya
Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy, looking very comfy as she heads down the backstretch. Approaching 200 meters to go, just about halfway. Not a challenge, Neil.
Nothing in sight. She is very comfortable, Mike. She's already on their way home, and the others have just reached the 200-meter mark.
So Warner Franklin continuing her excellence here at NAPSACB. As she gets ready to turn for the final time. As my good friend Briggs would say, God rest his soul, there are no more turns for Warner Franklin. It's all to the finish line. Kaya Warner Franklin on her way to victory. She will take the first section, is just how fast she has run. We'll get to figure that out soon when we get those results. Coming up to take second position is Moore, and that's Moore of Sela Primary. Abu Worrell must be happy with that second place. And third going to Agar Durant of Charles F. Broome. So that will do it for our top three. Coming in here now, as we just saw, Cumberbatch of Elliott Belgrave. Crossing the line was Tashana Spooner of the St. George Lions. And here is Cumberbatch of the Elliott Belgrave Primary. And
Mike, you know, sometimes we say that we're beaten out of sight, and that was not an exaggeration just now. The others were beaten out of sight there by young Kaya Warner Franklin. She's already recovering, and the others are now finishing. So,
so there we go with that first section done and dusted. Just a replay here, and as we saw going down the back stretch, she had opened, made up the stagger almost over the first 100 meters. She had the stagger made on the field and just worked her way right through to the finish line. So we'll just await the result of that race as we get ready for a second and final time final.
Yes, in lane 1 from Trinity Academy, that's Lani Lord. Lane 2 from Bay Primary, that is Shatanya Straker Eiffel. We saw her earlier. In lane 3 from Sela Primary, that's Rashay Yearwood. Lane 4 from St. Margaret's Primary, that's Kaya Mon. Lane 5 representing Charles F. Broome Primary, this is Amaya Blenman Nero. Lane 6 from Elliott Belgrave Primary, Natalia Agard. Lane 7 from St. George Lions, this is Erin Smith. And out in lane 8 from St. Mary's Primary, Kadena Gill. The second of these two-time finals. I thought there were three, there are two.
Only two.
Only two. And we are seeing here these young ladies are chasing a time of 1 minute 8 seconds, set in the year 2023 by Shania Hinkson, then of Charles F. Broome Primary, as the athletes are just looking around, just trying to keep themselves warm. Remember, this is the second of the two-time finals, and we move into the boys.
Well, Neil, I can tell you that with all the action happening, we just mentioned that 800-meter record for the boys. We also have a record for the under-7 girls. So Riley Brathwaite, well, she was competing well in another age category. Someone broke her record. So the under-7 girls 50-meter dash, guess who? Rainbow. Rainbow Rollins of the Sela Primary School, 9.49 seconds. I'm sure that Michael Abu Worrell is a very happy man, 9.49. And we should also give kudos to Elena Bradshaw of St. James Primary, who also broke that record. But of course, the winner will have the record. So kudos to Rainbow Rollins of Sela Primary. the new record holder in the under 7 girls 50-meter dash. Well done to Rainbow. And we also have a points update for you. I know those who are viewing are very eager to know what the points standings are at this stage. So we're going to share those point standings with you. Neil, for the girls, Elliott Belgrave, they are currently on 1 point. St. Mary's on 2 points. St. George Primary Lions on 5. St. Margaret's on 6. St. James on 14. We have a tie for second, Bay Primary and Sela Primary on 26. And leading the girls at this stage, Charles F. Broome on 37 points.
And in the boys area, we have in position 9, St. Margaret's Primary on 1. In position 8 from Elliott Belgrave Primary on 4 points. In 7th position, Trinity Academy on 8. In 6th, from St. Mary's Primary on 9 points, 10 points. In position 5, it's Sela Primary. Then in 4th position, we have St. James Primary on 15 points. And then your top 3. In 3rd position, Bay Primary, 30 points. In position 2nd position, Charles F. Broome Memorial Primary on 36 points. And your leaders here, I think this is through events 505, which would have been the stand-in broad jump and so on. St. George Primary Lions, they're up front on 43 points.
Wow. So the Lions are really fighting against Charles F. Broome. They'll have some work to do in the girls category, but definitely in the boys category, they are putting up a great fight and a great challenge. We just mentioned a record there in the under 7 girls, 50 meters. We have some more records here, Neil, so it's really good. I enjoy when records are broken.
Yes.
I love to hear. I would love these ladies to just keep bringing me records. So in the under 9 girls 80 meters, well, actually both 80 meters, girls and boys, we had new records being established. Janai Felicienne Lewis of Charles F. Broome, she ran 13.34. Riley Brathwaite, but you know, they ran different races. The thing is, both of them will have the opportunity to come back at the NAPSACB semifinals, so then we can really probably see once they compete against each other.
Yes.
Maybe the times being lowered. So Brathwaite had a 13:51, but her teammate Janai Felicienne Lewis, that 13:34 will be a new record. So the under 9 girls having a new record, and the under 9 boys, the winner Nathaniel Nichols of Bay Primary, 12.61, that's a new record as well. So 4 records being established so far here at the Marcia Trotman zone, and these are just zone records, folks, not NAPSAT records, zone records, 4 being established as we get ready for our second section in the under 13 girls 400 meters.
Yes, and we just had I guess they were just looking at the athlete in lane 4. This is Kaya Mon. Am I correct here? Am I correct with that one? Yes. I think we have a full field here going. And away they go. We have Lord, Straker Eiffel, Yearwood, Mon, Blindman Nero, Agard, Smith, and Gill. And from on the outside, it looks like Maya Blendman, Charles F. Broome Primary. Oh, look at her go. She goes down the back stretch. She's in lane 5. Maya Blendman Nero striding away from her competition. She just has 200 meters left. She looks very strong coming off the bend. The others are out of the picture at the moment, but we can see that Shatanya Straker Eiffel, she's in second. Excuse me. With just 150 meters to go. And it is still Maya Blendman Nero. She's striding away beautifully. Oh, let her go, pumping her arms and legs and going away to win the second of the time finals here. She crosses the line now. That's very good there from Amaya Blendman Nero. Second goes to young Straker Eiffel of Bay Primary. And on and out the top three in lane 4, Kaya Mon of St. Margaret's Primary. Have the
Okay, so it's the turn of the boys. They'll be coming up next. Under 13 boys. And Neil, another interesting fact here. If we look at the zone record for the under 13 girls, 108.00. The record for the under 13 boys, 108.61.
Wow.
So at this stage, you will find that it is quite possible, as we are seeing now, that the girls will probably perform a little better than the boys. However, that changes quickly by the time they move from under 13 to under 15. You will not see that anymore. That would be a thing of the past. So we are now seeing the second time final for the under 13 girls. Just a recap, and a great run from Amaya Blendman Nero, showing her dominance in that event. As we said, loads of field event action, and here back on track in lane 5, it was Amaya Blendman Nero, and she really dominated this race.
Yes.
So we know that Warner Franklin, Kaya Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy, Amaya Blendman Nero of Charles F. Broome. Those are two names to look at coming out of this zone. So the boys are up already. Under 13 boys, Aaron Brathwaite of Trinity in 1, Aidan Mahoney of St. James in 2, in 3 is Shakari Nash of Bay Primary in lane number 4. That's Nash, sorry. Isaiah Griffith of C lane 5. Cairo Watson of Charles F. Broome.
Saw him earlier.
I don't. Yes, here he goes. And Shular Green of Elliott Belgrave in 7. So remember, this guy is just off of running an 800 meters. So that might take a toll on him. In the meantime,
look at the young man from Trinity. He looks very easy.
Oh yes,
Aaron Brathwaite. Looks as though he was just toying with them.
And also Nash of Bay Primary getting into the picture.
Watson will have a lot of work to do.
Yes, as I said, that 800 probably took a lot out of him. After all, he set a new record.
Yes.
So here we go. Brathwaite of Trinity Academy. He is going to work his way to the finish line. So holding on, just holding on. He'll get the victory. Nash of Bay Primary in second, and here comes Watson finishing up in third. So Neil, this is something that the physical education teachers and the coaches have to watch for, where you may have a really good athlete, but you have to be careful that you don't really hurt them, because after running the 8, and we can look at the time between that 800 and the 400 meters, will be a little pressure on the athlete.
Young Cairo Watson there, as you said, he set the record there in the 800 meters in a matter of just about an hour or so in terms of recovery.
It seems shorter to me. So imagine what it felt like to him. And I wasn't running.
Yes. So we have the second of these 3-time finals in the under 13 boys 400 in lane 2. From, as we take a look here, this is a replay.
This is a replay. Yes.
And Brathwaite, it seemed to have them. I had a measure of them from early on. They're just, the benefit of having the inside, the inside lane. He could just stride out, see where his competition is, and he ran quite easily. Just looking around to see where his competition was coming from. He had the young man there from Bay Primary on his outside, and as long as he had them covered, it was all over. Bar the shouting, Brathwaite of Trinity Academy. As we have move on now to the second installment here. In lane 2, Rivaldo Weeks of St. George Primary. Lane 3 from St. Mary's Primary, that's Ajali Scott Joseph. Lane 4 from St. Margaret's Primary, Aishan Hazelwood. Lane 5 from Elliot Belgrave, that's Neymar Boyce Cozier. Lane 6 from Bay Primary, Daquan Flats. And in lane 7 from Trinity Academy, Dante Carrington. And Bay Primary's Daquan Flats, he's out running. In lane 5 from Elliot Belgrave, Neymar Boyce Cozier, he's in second with 200 meters left. And it's Daquan Flats of Bay Primary. Oh, here comes through on the inside now. It looks like the young man Neymar Boyce. Is he in lane 2? Oh, Rivaldo Weeks of St. George Primary. St. George Primary Lions, Rivaldo Weeks has stolen the march. He's coming down the stretch easily. Will win the second of these 3-time finals easily in the end. Rivaldo Weeks wins it. Then we had in lane 6, Daquan Flats of Bay Primary. And running out the top 3 from St. Mary's Primary, that's Ajali Scott Joseph. That was a very good run there by Rivaldo Weeks of the Lions from St. George Primary. That's the second of the 3-time finals. And then we're moving on now to the final section here in the under 13 boys. In lane 2, Sheldon Thomas of St. James Primary. Lane 3 from St. Mary's Primary, Trotman. Lane 4 from Charles F. Broome Primary, that's Jazavi Small. Lane 5 from Sela Primary, that's Rakai Clark. Lane 6 from St. Margaret's Primary, Zion McLean. And out in lane 8, I beg your pardon, in lane 7, Rafney Level of St. George Primary. So we have lanes 2 to 7 participating here in the third of these 3-time finals. And they are now coming under the starters' orders. And they're off and running. Thomas, Trotman, Small, Clark, McLean, and Lovell. And out in lane 7, Rafney Lovell of St. George Primary. We saw him a little earlier in the 800 meters. And he's stepping away from them now. He's already down the back stretch. The others are struggling in his wake. Let's see if he will be able to maintain this form and this distance, this distance he has on his field. Running through in second position, it looks like Zavi Small of Charles F. Broome. With just about 120 meters left, it looks like Rafney Lovell has it sewn up. He just took a look there just to see if anyone is coming through on the inside. He's pumping his arms and his legs. The others know will have a lot of work to do to catch Rafney Lovell as he powers his way down the front stretch, pulling away from them in the end. Will win this one comfortably. It is all Rafney Lovell of St. George Primary winning the third of these 3-time finals for the under 13 boys. Second was in lane 4, Zavi Small of Charles F. Broome. And third, that's very tight there for Rakai Clark of Sela Primary. But there's no doubt about the winner, Rafney Lovell of St. George Primary Lions.
Yes, and of course we'll have to await the time to determine his overall position. Remember, there were 3-time finals there for the under 13 boys. So the Lions, of course, having some good representation. We still see the long jump, the high jump. in progress. I believe the boys are now doing that event. So kudos to Rafney Lovell.
He won his
His heat in the
in the
800
800.
meters.
I think he did.
He was second overall in the 800.
Second overall, yes.
So that will be 8 points from the 800, and we'll see
How he
overall what he does in the 4, because again, the athletes can be in contention for the most outstanding athlete in their age group. So if he does the 4 and the 8, see the parents and the cheerleaders. These are unofficial cheerleaders.
That's the team from St. George
Lions.
Yes.
So the under 11s will be up next. They will be going 300 meters. And the girls, there are 3 sections coming up for the girls, and we can see this first section here already. In lane 2, Akela Bend of Elliott Belgrave. Lane 3, Kalina Goring of Trinity Academy. In lane 4, Kiara Carter of St. Mary's. In lane 5, Shatoria Harry of Charles F. Broome. In lane 6, Danae Haynes of St. James. And in lane 7, Skylar Moore of the St. George Lions. Being asked to stand. Kyla Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy. She holds the record for this event, the zone record, 49.85 seconds. Kyla Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy. So they're all ready. Bend, Goring, Carter, Harry, Haynes, and Moore. And they're off. So 300 meters, looking good already, is Harry of Charles F. Broome. No one has made that stagger up on her as yet. On the outside is Moore of the St. George Lions. Oh my, she's looking really impressive out there. She's running very well out in lane number 7. That's the way you have to run if you're in those outer lanes. But still leading here is Harry of Charles F. Broome, looking to extend. And here comes Goring of Trinity Academy now. So those are the 3 in contention for the victory here in this first of 3 sections into the straightaway with about 50 to go. It is Shatoria Harry of Charles F. Broome working her way to the finish line, and Goring of Trinity Academy fighting for that second spot, which she will hold on to. Congrats to Shatoria Harry of Charles F. Broome. Coming in third now is Skylar Moore of the St. George Lions. So that's the top 3 there, Neil, in the first of 3 sections, under 11 girls, 300 meters.
Yes, and that was a very good run there by Shatori Harry of Charles F. Broome. That was a very good run. Out in lane 7, Skylar Moore, she had to do it all from in the outside lane. But also coming through on the inside was Kalina Goring. At one point it looked as though Harry was weakening in the straight, but she held on for the victory nevertheless. We're moving on now to the second of these time finals for the under 11 girls. This is 300 meters. Lane 2 from St. James Primary, Isabella Maycock. Lane 3, you see St. Mary's Primary, that's Rakaira Hinkson Aline. I think lane 4 maybe there. I'm just looking to see if we have lane 4 there. Looks like she's not there. In lane 5 from St. Margaret's Primary, that is Faraji Banfield. And in 5, lane 6 from Bay Primary, that is Kaila Atkins. And out in lane 7 from St. George Primary, that is Janaya Aline. So it looks like lane 4 is empty, as these young ladies here are looking now to, they're getting ready for the second of the 3 timed finals. The young lady there in lane 2 from St. James, she has to do the crouch start. Do they have to do it, Michael? They have to do the crouch start, or they can do standing?
Well, I think they are allowed to do a standing start. It is encouraged to do the crouch start.
Yeah, because I think
And I believe at the under 11 stage,
they should
know how to do the crouch start. That's something you can teach from even as early as under 7s. You can teach the crouch start. However, in other jurisdictions, they are allowed to start as they desire.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, again, this might be the first time that she is doing this. May not have come through the under 7s or the under 9, but here now running as an under 11, and so it'll be new to her, and obviously it was not trained. She didn't train to do it, so it might be new for her.
Exactly, and that's why if they're not accustomed to it, they should start as they're accustomed to. Yes.
As they're off and running, Arlene, Atkins, Banfield, Hinkson, Arlene, and Maycock. And out in lane 7 from St. George Primary, that's Janaya Arlene. She's flying away from them. Oh, yes, I know for sure that she is going to be giving it her all. It is Janaya Arlene of St. George Primary in second position, trying to make up the stagger from Bay Primary. That's Kyla Atkins as they spin off the bend, and it is Janaya Arlene. Look at her go. Her form shows champion form as she's pulling away from them. Arms and legs just pulling away, striding remorselessly away from them. Janaya Arlene wins it comfortably. In second position from Bay Primary, lane 6 is Kyla Atkins, and holding on for third. Oh, it looks like Isabella Maycock of St. James Primary.
So good run there from Janaya Arlene of the St. George Lions. Definitely pretty impressive looking run from her. Yes, no doubt about it. So St. George Lions with something to shout about, as we can see the replay here, and running quite well from the outside. Neil, when you're up there, you can't see anything. You're running blind. So you just get going and you keep going.
Yes.
And we saw that coming from young Janaya Arlene there of the St. George Lions, running all the way through. A pretty impressive 300 meters coming from her.
She looks like a quarter miler for the future.
In the making.
Yes.
And that's the development from the 300 on to the 4. Next race already gone. And this is the third and final section. Only 4 girls going here. Looking like Gemini Phillips of Trinity Academy, followed by Zamora Bascom of St. Margaret's, and then on the outside from Charles F. Broome, Zanique Niles, and that's our leader. And from Bay Primary, Manaya Worrell. So those are the 4. Those are the 4 going.
Looks like Worrell now challenging Niles. They're coming off the bend. And it's Worrell and Niles. Worrell and Niles. It's a ding-dong battle here, Mike. Ding-dong between Worrell and Niles. Who wants it more? Niles or Worrell? Oh, it looks like Niles will get home. Niles of Charles F. Broome wins it from Manaya Worrell of Bay Primary.
Oh, good tussle between those two. Definitely the key is, for these young ladies, for these young athletes rather, they probably are not aware of the fact that if you keep your composure, if you keep your form while you're running, it will bring you home. Yes.
Form.
Yes, as soon as there's a challenge, we find a lot of athletes begin to lose their form. They start to wobble. Their heads go all over the place. Yes, but it's good to maintain that good running form. Stay relaxed, stay focused, and you'll get there. but they're learning time. The under 11 boys are up next, and they're chasing Waji Toppin of St. George Lions. He has the record of 50.33 seconds. We'll see if these guys can run any faster than that. Jeremiah Harris of St. Mary's, he's in 2. Zolani Clark of Bay Primary in 3. Jaylon Graves, Elliot Belgrave in 4. Aidan Smith of St. George Lions in 5. In 6 is Alexander Seymour of St. Margaret's. And in lane 7, Zenadine Best of St. James Primary. So those are the 6, and they're off and running here in the under 11 boys 300 meters, the first of 3 sections. Seeing lots of toes here from Jeremiah Harris on the inside from St. Mary's Primary. He is really going at it. St. George Lions, Aidan Smith giving him some chase. So those are the 2 battling here. Smith of St. George, Best and Harris of St. Mary's on the inside as they get ready to spin out the turn for the final time. Harris, he will have to bring himself in a more upright position. He's being challenged now by Clark of Bay Primary. Clark running past him. So here comes Zolani Clark of Bay Primary on his way to finish up. So Clark will finish in first, Harris will finish in second, and from the St. George Lions, Aidan Smith, he will finish in 3rd position.
Yes, and Harris, he will have his day. I mean, I will have some time for him. He looked a little green. He was looking around. That's Jeremiah Harris of St. Mary's. But I figure once, as long as he gets that sorted out, he will be a force to be reckoned with. But you can't take anything away from the winner, Zolani Clark. Ran a very good race. He was strategic in his run. He didn't go out too hard. He felt the pressure and then went on and won his race convincingly in the end. We move on now to the second of these 3-time finals in lane 2 from St. James Primary. That's Kishane Clark. Lane 3 from St. George Primary. That's Trishawn Cumberbatch. Lane 4 we see Sela Primary's Raekwon Harewood. Lane 5 from Bay Primary. That's Trevor Smith. Lane 6 from Trinity Academy. That's Ashton Brathwaite. And then lane 7 from Charles F. Broome Primary, Liam Howard Niles. And they're off and running. And I know a lot of people will be looking here out in lane 7 from Charles F. Broome, Liam Howard Niles. Look at him go. Oh, he's coming in here. Highly spoken of. Young Liam Howard Niles as he comes off, begin his journey now, just spinning off the bend. And he is comfortable in front. The others look as though they're just running for second position, but it is Liam Howard Niles in second position. Trishawn Cumberbatch of St. George Primary, but it looks as though he's just going to be running for second. It's all over. Bar the shouting, Liam Howard Niles, impressively.
Oh yes, that's my man. You remember him from the lower age category?
Yes,
and
yes.
I must say, this is one of the things that we've talked about many times, Neil. The athletes who are exposed. So this young man had the opportunity to compete in Canada last year, and he was quite impressive as well, competing against Canadians and athletes from other countries.
So he has international exposure
already.
And and that's good. Very good from him. He will improve over time, Michael, and his form took him to the wire. Very well done there by young Liam Howard Niles.
Definitely one that I will be keeping my eyes on for sure.
Now we're moving on now to the third and final installment of the under 11 boys in the 300. In lane 2, Damani Broome of Sela Primary. Ethan Green of Trinity Academy is in lane 3. Lane 4, Rashid Bedward of St. Mary's. Lane 5, Charles F. Broome, Tegan Yard. Lane 6 from St. Margaret's Primary, that's Shakiri Harewood. And in lane 7 from Elliot Belgrave, that's Deshane Palmer.
Wow.
As the race is already on, from on the inside, the Manny Broome, it looks like.
These guys are looking really impressive.
Really, yes they do. Looks like the Manny Broome of Sela Primary.
Looking really impressive here.
Yes.
Coming into the straightaway now. Broom of Sela Primary. Oh my, he
he's
has.
easy.
Oh yes,
He's
and
easy.
well ahead of the field too. Yes. Oh,
Very
yes.
good, very, very impressive performance there, Michael. You could have put an asterisk next to his name. One to watch.
Yes, for sure. Look.
Yes. Second position was from Trinity Academy. That's Ethan Green. And Tegan Yard of Charles F. Broome. Looks as though he topped out the top three.
Yes, for sure. And so a very impressive run there from young Damani Bowen of Sela Primary. Here we have a replay. And running from the lower lanes, he was in lane number 2, made up the stagger on the field over the first 100 meters. And that gave him the opportunity to relax a bit. And then all he had to do was cruise to the finish line. So again, another one that Michael Abu-Worrell will be very, very happy about. As I said, he's been doing some good work down at Sela Primary, and so kudos to him.
Yes.
And Neil, we were talking about records. So I have 5 records. This is the 5th record I will talk about now being established. Kaya Warner Franklin in the 400 meters. So she has a new mark of 1:04.92.
That time was 1:08, wasn't it?
The time was 1:08.00.
Wow.
So she was very impressive. 1:04.92. And listen to this, Neil, and this is not to belittle the boys or anything, but the boys ran 1:09.84. Second place, Lauricia Ford Agard of Charles F. Broome, ran 1:07.30. So those two, first and second place, broke the record. So really, really good performance coming from Kaya Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy, 1:04.92. I wish someone could give me the NAPSACbb record, so we can have an idea of how she is already shaping up. I think this performance, 1:04.92, is a really, really good one. It's going to be very close to the NAPSACbb record. 1:04.92 for primary school girl is pretty good.
I think even the under 13 girls that they're running just about 1 minute, 1:02, 1:01 or something like that.
Yeah, so great performance there from Kaya Warner Harris in that 400 meters. So we have the 6 and the 8 done and dusted, the 50 meters, the 80s, the 400s, and the 3s. And we see the young ladies making their way down now for the 100 meters. These will be time finals as well. We will begin with the under 13 girls and work our way through. There will be 3 sections for the under 13 girls, followed by 3 sections for the under 13 boys. Then we move to the under 11 girls, 3 sections, under 11 boys, 3 sections, under 9 girls, 3 sections, under 9 boys, 3 sections as well. So lots of speed coming at you with the 100 meters. We will see some repeat performers, those who competed for the under 9s, those competed in the 80 meters, for the under 13s, some who competed in the 4, for the under 11s, some who competed in the 300 meters. So we'll see them coming back, and most of the outstanding athletes will be probably doing a 1:24, an 80, 100, 150, a 300, a 200, a 100. So we'll see how they will fare. And that's probably a better combination than an 8 and a 4. They're coming pretty close, as we saw Watson having a challenge coming off the 800 and then having to do the 400 meters. So more records, and this time from the field events. So we're looking really good in terms of the records being established in the field. In the under 7 girls standing broad jump, 1.42 meters, the new record, and that record was established by Rainbow Rollins. So she's becoming a very familiar name now. We heard that name in the under 7 girls 50 meters, now in the under 7 girls standing broad jump. Rainbow Rollins setting a new mark, 1.42 meters. We have some action here. Yes. So that's the long jump in progress. Neil, the name that we just cannot remember, and as you said, really aging us. That name is Ashlyn Simmons.
Ashlyn Simmons.
Yeah.
How could I forget Ashlyn Simmons?
Ashlyn Simmons.
Yes.
So she has the knapsack record in the 400 meters as well.
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
But the race we were talking about was actually the 600.
600 meters.
Yes. But however, she holds the knapsack record 1 minute 00.77. So I believe with competition that Kaya Warner, Franklin, and the other young ladies can challenge this 100.77. But that's something we can follow. We're back on track here with the first of 3 time finals in the under 13 girls 100 meters. And our lineup in lane 2 from St. Mary's Primary, Jace Blackman. Lane 3, Kishani Trotman of Bay Primary. In lane 4, Kalia Edwards of the Elliott Belgrave Primary. In lane 5, Ija Bell of Charles F. Broome. And in lane 6, Kaya Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy. We just spoke about her, so she's going to be probably looking to do the triple, the 4, the 1, and the 2.
Yes,
Already setting a mark in the 4, a record. And let's see how she will fare now in the 100 meters.
Yes, Michael, and she I remember from the time she was a little tot. She always, I can remember her in her orange track shoes. Yes, she always, and she still maintains the orange shoes. She will, she's always been one to push herself. And I'm not seeing Symphony. Remember Symphony?
Yes.
Yes.
And talking about orange shoes, there are things that make athletes stand out. Some probably a headband or whatever. I don't know if you recall, if you were going to school at that time, looking at the secondary school level, there was a guy called Blue Shoes.
Blue Shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, Blue Shoes. I think he would have been younger than.
Yes.
Yeah, he's younger than me, but I remember Blue Shoes.
And he got that name from wearing those blue track shoes.
Yes.
I think they were Adidas.
Yes.
Some blue Adidas. He always ran in them. Yes, represented the Lodge School.
Yes.
At least he was patriotic, wearing the colors of the Lodge School. Yes.
Yes.
So we have Neil. I just mentioned Rainbow Rollins with a new record in the on the 7 girls standing broad jump. The under 9 girls, we also have a record in the ball throw, 16.23 meters. Deja Lovell Pierre of Bay Primary.
Oh, and
I think that will run again.
Yes. The false start there.
So the records are going.
Which is always good, Michael. Very
Under
good.
7 boys, ball throw again, 20.77 meters. Brennan Babb of Charles F. Broome. That's another record to go. And then in the under 13 boys shot put, Ryan Brathwaite of Trinity Academy, 7.97 meters.
Yes.
So that's 4 records for the field.
Yes. So they're on the starters' orders now. And this time they have a good clean start. Blackman, Trotman, Edwards, Bell, and Warner Franklin. But it is Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy storming away to win the under 13 girls 100 meters. That's the first installment, and she did it quite comfortably. That's Kaya Warner Franklin winning the first of 3. Michael, that was easy, wasn't it? As we see, take a look at the replay. The others really were running for second, third, and fourth from the get-go. She's a class act. Second went to, that's Aja Bell of Charles F. Broome.
Oh, yes. So kudos to Kaya Warner Franklin of Trinity Academy. Here we see her. Ms. Yasamato now to await the result of the other 2 sections to see if her time is good enough, fast enough to give her 10 points. So in the next section, Lauricia Ford Airguard of Charles F. Broome. Next to her, Amaya Hunt of Trinity Academy. She'll be running out of lane number 2. And then we move on to lane number 6, Karen Reese of Sela Primary, and lane 7, Kaija Blanche of the St. George Lions. Just 4 going in this one.
There. Under starter's orders. And it's a good clean start. Oh, very good start from the young lady from Charles F. Broome.
That's Ford Airguard. She's really run away from the field here. Lauricia Ford Airguard winning this one in class.
That looks quick, Mike. That
Karen
looks
Reese will finish up in second position.
I want to see that time, Mike. That looks really, really close.
Here's the replay.
Yes, man.
A little straight for the start. Just up in the air and running. Nevertheless, she is running. Running quite fast here. So Ford Airguard winning that second section. So
and
right
she ran
now,
through the wire, Mike.
Oh yes, right through the line.
Yeah.
So Warner Franklin, Ford Airguard, those are 2 names
Who can
on
be
the
battling it
list.
out? Yes.
And we still have 1 more to go. On the 13 girls, in this one we'll see Tiara Bailey of Sela Primary. She's in lane 2. From the St. George Lions in lane 3, Shakina Applewaite. In lane 5, Janique Archer of Bay Primary. In 6 will be Natalia Agard of the Elliott Belgrave Primary, and Shaziria Maycock of St. Mary's in lane 7.
And so they called back there. They a bit of a false start as they go back and settle themselves again. Lane 2, 3, 4 is empty, 5, 6. And they're off and running. And it is Shakina Applewaite of St. George Primary. She's up front. And she should win this one easily. Yes! Lane 3, St. George Lions, Shakina Applewood. Shakina. She won that one from the get-go. You see something that's in the track. I guess that threw Maycock off, and she ended up in the wrong lane. The old lady from St. Mary's. But it was... First went to St. George Applewaite. Second was Janique Archer of Bay Primary. Looks like.
The under 13 boys are coming up next, and of course we know that Marcia will keep us up to date on if there are any records in that 100 meters for sure. So the under 13 boys, they're up next. The big boys, 3 sections again chasing Raheem Miles' record. Raheem Miles from Trinity Academy, 13.82 seconds. That's the record. In lane 2, Marquez Broome of Sela Primary. In lane 3, Lanico Resai, Charles F. Broome. In 4, Tyreek Wilkinson of Bay Primary. In 5, Joshua Williams of the Elliott Belgrave Primary. In 6, Aishaniko Innes Miller of St. Margaret's. And in 7, Elijah Best of St. James Primary. So 6 guys going here. They're off and running. Pretty even start. Look out for Broome of Sela Primary. Marquez Broom. Where is Abu getting these guys from, man? Marquez Broom running away from the field here. Second will go to Tyreek Wilkinson of Bay Primary. So congrats to Marquez Broom. Finishing up here. Here we go.